Frequently asked question number 50. How often should I water my succulents that are placed indoor? Now guys, this is a very tricky question because as I've always spoken about this, watering is a topic that is completely your individual responsibility. This is a question that you cannot usually tend to depend on others because this is something that you have to check and water your succulents accordingly. But what I can do is I can give you certain tips on what you can do. Now you need to understand succulents that are placed outside and succulents that are kept indoor, they are going to have a very different watering schedule. So let's say that you grow your succulents outdoor for a certain period of time in the year, and then you get them indoor for whatever reasons. Probably the temperatures outside are extreme. Probably you experience snowfall, frost, or you are from a place wherein during summers the temperatures are very high. So during that time you get your succulents indoor. Now your watering schedule is going to completely change. You cannot use the same watering technique what you tend to use outdoors, because outside there are a lot of external factors that help in drying your soil faster. One is because there's a good amount of natural light. A sun tends to absorb or evaporate a lot of the water. It helps in drying up the soil. Apart from that, there is a good amount of air circulation. There is a lot of wind. There's a lot of breeze. A lot of things work in drying the soil faster. Now this all is outside, so you do not need to be worried much. The soil tends to dry faster. Let's say, for example, this is just an example. Let's say your soil tends to dry completely within 4 to 5 days. But you cannot expect the same to happen if you're growing your succulents indoor. So you have to be extremely careful. There are a little bit of disadvantages of growing your succulents indoor because one, they do not have that same external factors of what you grow your succulents outdoor. But when you grow your succulents indoor, there are a lot of things that you need to keep in mind. One, the first and the most important thing is the light. So you basically need a good quality of grow light. So once you're done with the light, once your lights are perfect in place, the next thing you have to be careful is about the watering. Obviously, as I said, outdoors, if you're growing your succulents, the soil will dry. Let's say, for example, 4 to 5 days. The same might not work out if you're growing your succulents indoor. It might take even longer for the soil to dry. So one of the easier way to detect whether when to water is you can just take any stick and poke it into the soil. Ensure that it is at the edge of the soil so that you do not disturb any of the roots or damage any of the roots. Then you can just poke the stick into the soil. So if you take out the stick and you see that there is no soil sticking onto the wooden stick, it indicates that the soil is completely bone dry. But if you tend to see that there is some soil sticking onto the wooden stick, it indicates that the soil is still moist. But if you do want to get into all this, there is something called as a moisture meter. All you have to do is take that moisture meter and just stick it into the soil. I'll put the picture on the screen. That's how it tends to look like. You can easily find it on Amazon or any of your garden center. All you have to do is just poke those rods into the soil, and then it's going to read the amount of moisture that is present in the soil. So the needle on the meter is going to shift as per how much of moisture is present in the soil. So you can go for that option as well. So always remember, the thumb rule is whether you're growing your succulents outdoor, whether you're growing your succulents indoor, the soil has to be completely bone dry for most of the succulents whenever you tend to water. So you have to let the soil dry before you water your succulents. So guys, I hope that this video was helpful to you. If it was, please hit the like button, and thank you so much for watching.